Alrighty, acting games. Are acting games something that's helpful for you? Do acting games make better actors? Is an acting game gonna make or break an actor? Whether or not you can do the game, or if you play the game for 10 years long, are you gonna become a better actor? Here is my thought on acting games. Acting games, people, don't get you anywhere. Acting games, in a way, are one of the worst things that actors have mentally wise, thinking that it's something that they have to really be able to accomplish, or they have to achieve a particular acting game in order to become a better actor. Acting games are in no way going to make you an Oscar-winning actor. It's not going to make you as good as your idol. Acting games are only good for two purposes. These sole purposes are, for one, to just allow you to get your energy up and to get more comfortable. If you're doing a game and it's a game that you have to be really crazy or wild or pretend and get you out of your comfort zone, then that's a good game for you. Anything that can get you out of your comfort zone, that can make you a little bit more confident, is always a plus. So those kind of acting games, those are good. They get you out of your shell a little bit more. Because as an actor, you have to be able to have some sort of confidence when you're going up and putting your work out there for the public to see, for the camera to witness. If you go and you're really nervous and you're standing in front of the camera and you're trying to do your lines to another actor, the camera will pick up if you're nervous, if you're not confident. So you want to make sure that you have confidence when you go and do your work. So if you have acting games that can take you out of your shell, those are a plus, those are a good thing. The next reason that an acting game might be good is if you're, say, working with an ensemble and you guys want to get to know each other and have fun and build commonalities together. Games are a good way to do that, but that doesn't have to be acting games. That can be any sort of game in the world. It's just people like to use acting games as a way to have actors work together, and it's our little community, so we might call it our acting game. But truly, any game at all works. It's just you have to build a commonality with your castmates. If you're working, say, on a play or even on a movie, maybe a director will have you guys do a game. An acting game is solely to get you out of your shell if you're a little shy, to get you open, or to allow you to be more confident and comfortable with your castmates, where you guys build more friendships together. Those are the only real reasons that you're going to need an acting game. Otherwise, acting games, they do not make you better actors. So I want to mention some acting games here just to express this point a little bit further. I think you guys now know fully my opinion on this. Acting games is truly not necessary for most actors, but I'll go through some of the games and I'll explain why you won't need some of these ones. So one of the acting games that we have is called the mirroring game. Now this game, how it works is you have a partner who's in front of you and someone's in the lead, someone's in charge. So that'll either be me or it'll be you. So let's say it's me. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move around and you're gonna have to copy me, my movements, what I'm doing. Now, I'm not supposed to try and psych you out. I'm not supposed to move really fast to try and say, hey, can you catch that? I'm just supposed to gently move around and have you copy me. And after we do this for a while, maybe 30, 60 seconds, then we'll change roles and then you would be in charge and then I'd start following your movements and we'd be doing this back and forth. Now, the sole purpose of this exercise is for you to solely build your listening skills. Many actors are bad listeners. They'll be in a conversation with someone, they'll be having dialogue back and forth, and maybe one actor will be engaged and the other actor is just kind of watching them, trying to remember their lines, and then they speak their lines. They're not truly listening. So they have this mirroring game in order to help build your listening skills, where you're really looking at the other person and trying to listen and follow what they're doing. Now, the reason that I don't like this is because it takes a lot of time. Most acting games take a lot of time. You should never be in an acting class where you're spending a whole hour long just on acting games. I was in a class like that before. It was a 2 to 3 hour class, and for 1 hour of the whole class, we'd be just doing acting games over and over and over. And an acting game, like I said earlier, is not going to make you an Oscar-winning actor. So this kind of game, the reason that I don't like the mirroring exercise is because it's to solely have you listen. Now, there are so many other ways that you can work on your listening skills. One of the best ways is to just go outside and talk to people. You could be in a class, you could talk with your actors who are with you, you could talk with your instructor, you could talk with anybody, as long as you're talking with another person and you're really listening. Because the more you start talking with people and the more you get in dialogue with them, the better listener that you'll be. Because you'll be talking and you'll be listening, And if you wanted to make it a challenge for yourself, you could say, okay, I'm going to go and talk to these people, and I'm going to write down afterwards everything that they told me, see how good I can remember it, how well was I listening, and how were their physicalities, what were they doing. If you want to get really technical with it, you could do that. But instead of doing a game where you're going to mirror each other, I'd rather spend a whole hour long just going out and talking to people, because that will really build your listening skills up. You'll start to be able to listen more, you'll start to be able to talk better, you'll start to be able to read people a little bit more, because that's what you're doing in a scene. When you're listening, you're watching your scene partner and you're trying to read off of their reactions. You know, if they're coming at you and they're yelling and they're throwing things at you, well then you know they're angry at you. But sometimes there are subtle moments in acting where you have to pick up on the little nuances that the actor is giving you. So you have to really be present and in the moment. So if you're someone who's struggling to be in the moment, you don't have to do this mirroring exercise where you're standing and saying, okay, copy me, oh, now okay, I'll copy you, here we go. Just go outside and start talking to people. You don't have to make it anything complicated, you just go out and you talk. And as you talk, you will gradually begin to listen more and more and more. So the second one now is to be an object or to be an animal. You're basically being anything but a human being. Now, if most of the public saw people who were actors in classes and watching them, whether that be at a drama school or whether that be in classes in New York or in LA or wherever you are, most people would probably think, if they didn't know it was an acting class, they would think these are the craziest, randomest, most absurd people in the world. Because you have this person crawling on the ground, licking their hand, pretending to be a cat, really being in the moment, putting all this saliva on their hand, or you got people who are flying around pretending to be birds, or someone who's pretending to be a tree, and they're saying, look how well I can be a tree, and just stand here. You got a lot of different things going on. If the public was to watch actors, they would think, oh my gosh, these people, I'm watching a mental institution. I'm just watching crazy people talk. And they would think the instructor is even crazier, because the instructor would be like, okay, good, now change, become a new animal, or change, become a new object. Now, the purpose of this type of game is to build your imagination. So they want you to be able to play, they want you to have fun, which actors should have. They should play and they should have fun. But an actor doesn't necessarily, in my personal opinion, have to become an object or become an animal in order to have fun. From all the years that I've been able to do my acting and work with my instructors who have gone to Juilliard, Harvard, Yale, RADA, ACT, these type of exercises don't help. And it's not like they're practicing them, by the way. They're not like before they go up and do a scene or a movie, it's not like they're saying, okay, let me go and pretend to be an elephant in the room, and then, great, after 10 minutes, now I'm ready to do the scene. It's not how they act. It's not what they have to do. It's not what you need to do. Now, not every instructor is perfect. You may get an instructor who's a great instructor, but they have this belief that you have to do some of these exercises, become an animal, become an object. In my personal opinion, you don't need them at all, because you're solely trying to work on building your imagination. How well can you pretend? How well can you do that? Because you're not going to get booked for a scene and they're not going to say, okay, go and be a rock and we're going to film you, you're a rock. Or go and be a tree. Or, hey, go and pretend to be this Alaskan bird. Or, hey, go and pretend to be this or be this. They're not going to have you do any of those things. You're not going to get hired to be a rock. No one is casting for people to become rocks or paper or pencil or trees. It doesn't happen. It's not what they're looking for. So these type of exercises aren't really that beneficial for you. So when you have this exercise that's trying to help you build your imagination, well, something else that you could do that would work even better is kind of in a way doing some of the same stuff that I suggested for the mirroring. Go out and actually talk to people. But this time when you go out and you're talking with people, now make up a story, pretend, use your imagination, because you're going to get booked as being a real person. So go out and pretend and say, you know, maybe you're going to go out and pretend you're a mechanic. So maybe you're talking with someone and they're talking about what they do, and then you say, oh, I'm a mechanic, I work here, I do this, and see how well you do. Do they believe you? Do they not believe you? You're just going out, you're having fun, but you're using your imagination to build stories for yourself, and naturally you'll start to build characters. So say if there's someone in the mall and they're working at the cashier, and then you're having a little chit chat with them, and say you wanted to say you were a mechanic. Well, your body language is naturally going to change with you, because you're going to say, oh, okay, well, if I'm going to be a mechanic, I can't just stand there all maybe proper if your opinion of a mechanic is not someone who does that. You're going to go to your default of your opinion on whoever you're trying to portray. You're imagining, you're pretending, you're saying, hey, yeah, this is what I do, this is my job. You're using your imagination in that way. Because if you're using your imagination just to pretend to be a tree or to be a dog or a fish, that's not going to increase your acting skills. It's not going to be something when you're on stage and you're getting an award, you're not going to say, oh, thank God I pretended to be a fish 5 years ago, because when I was that fish really helped me get into this character today. It was really what I needed. You don't have to do that. The biggest one that you can do is literally go out and talk to people and use your imagination when you're talking to them. Build your own backstory of what you want to have. Build the own type of character that you're trying to portray. Alright, the last one we're going to talk about are now speedy movements. So these are movements where, say, there will be an instructor and they'll have all their students in the class or whatever, and they'll say, okay, now I want you to go all around the room and just go as slow as you possibly can. So then you have a bunch of actors who are walking around and they're moving really slow as they possibly can, and you know, their eyes are darting towards their instructor saying, hey, look at me, look at what I can do, am I doing a good job? Aren't I the best because I can move so slow? And then the instructor will say, okay, now go fast, and then whoosh, they move out, or they move about the room as fast as they possibly can, and then they'll say, go at a medium speed, and then they'll gradually adjust their speeds, and they'll do all these movements where they're moving extremely fast and extremely slow. They do this in order to show the actor that there are some type of characters that you can play who move a little bit more fast, and some characters that move a little bit more slow, some characters that are in between. That's great, I'm glad that I know that. But did I have to go through a whole hour long of a class to find that out? Did I have to spend the whole class moving really fast, moving really slow, moving at my own pace to realize that there are people who move fast, who move slow, who move at my own pace? No, I don't think so. Those kind of acting classes are unnecessary for the actors. There are a ton more exercises than these ones that actors go through. There are a ton more games that they play. Remember, a game is only good to get you out of your comfort zone and to allow you to make friends with your actors. So I'm going to put that down right here. I want you guys to all write this down so you have it, because these are the important things to realize when it comes to your acting. As an actor, you all have to realize that your time is one of the most important things that you can have. And your money as well. So if you're going to be taking classes, if you're going to be putting your time into becoming a better actor, you want to make sure you're putting your time into things that will actually work for you and push you forward. If you're taking a 3-hour class and you have half the class take up just by playing games and doing all these exercises, if you do those things, that hour and a half is not really going to be as beneficial for you as maybe that last hour and a half. You want to find, if you're going to participate in a course or a class, that you get the whole thing to be what you need. Acting games are only good for the 2 reasons that I mentioned. Now, granted, there are more games on here. I could go through all the games or all the exercises. There's so many to go through that it's unbelievable how many we actually have. And to realize that you don't need to use these exercises in order to achieve that goal. You can go about them in a different way. So you know, okay, why we do our mirroring, why we become objects or animals, and why we play with our speed and our movements. You know the reasons why, but now figure out for yourself, do you have to do these exercises in order to achieve that? Or is there something that you can do that you can achieve that faster, or it'll help you more than just doing these simple exercises here? Because these aren't going to be when you're winning an award that you're going to say, oh my gosh, I just owe all my credit to doing my mirroring exercise. My partner, if I didn't mirror with them, I wouldn't be here today. No one ever says that because it's not true. So these are all the things that you need to remember when you're going through this. Now, as a last thing, I also wanted to mention to you that I do have my 10-hour completed acting course. So if you're wanting to have an online acting course where you can work at it from anywhere in the world, anytime you want, at your own personalized and developed schedule, if you want the blueprint for how to become a better actor and you want to know everything that you have to know in order to be an actor and be a great actor at that, then I'm going to leave it linked below in the description and in the comment section. If you guys want to participate in that, hurry and get signed up while you still can. As always, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below if you have comments on future videos that you would like, or if there's other acting games that maybe you really enjoy, or even acting games you find silly acting games and you're like, I have no idea why we do this acting game, hey, can you explain this? Or maybe you just want to tell people the acting games that you think are just really silly and crazy and out there. So anyways, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Have fun, guys. Bye.